Oh wait, is this recording? Is this? Wait, is it? Well, okay. Take number two. Um, I'm redoing my first video ever on YouTube. I've been, I noticed today that I've been a member for YouTube for 2.5 years, which kind of surprises me. I've never posted a video. I've used it mostly for streaming purposes, but I figured it was finally time with 2012 to give my views on the world. And I'm sorry for the camera angle. I'm sorry for the lighting. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I've been hounding around on YouTube. But the basis of this video is Ron Paul. I'm going to vote for Ron Paul, and here's why. A lot of his policies are original, and they're original in the fact that they go back to what the Constitution of this country, what this country was built upon. A lot of people don't think about it, they don't realize it, but every single day we're losing more freedoms. December 31st, Congress passed the NDAA law, the National Defensive Administration Act, which basically, I haven't seen the document. I've tried hounding around on the internet, but I haven't found anything. If anybody can help me out with this, where I can actually like see the bill, that would be awesome. But from what I've heard and what I've seen from several sites is that like documentarists and so on and so forth, if you're labeled a terrorist, which the definition for terrorist, it's fairly broad, people. I mean, you can, if you're labeled a terrorist, they can come into your house and take you, and they can hold you indefinitely, which means that they can just detain you forever. A lot of people don't understand that wording, and uh, one example that I recall right now for you being labeled as a terrorist is if you have too much food in your house. So in the United States of America, if you have too much food in your house, like you're not going to McDonald's and buying shit every fucking day, you could be labeled a terrorist. That's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Uh, that can go without saying. I'm going to vote for Ron Paul because he defends what I believe is the fair way to live. I don't believe in a welfare state. I believe that you should work for your freedom. It can't just be handed to you because you were born here. You have to earn it. Um, you know, and if you were to go to Wikipedia right now, as in January 18th, 2012, you would see that their site has been on blackout. They blacked it out for a whole day, 24-hour period, because they're protesting these piracy acts that the government is trying to pass so that they can censor the internet. And what that entails is that they can censor information that with anything, like let's say there was a document providing truth to a situation, it could be labeled as terroristic document words. They don't have to prove it, they can just censor it. You wouldn't be able to log on to that site with like youtube.com. You had to use numbers and periods. I don't know what that's called. I'm not very computer savvy. Probably why I haven't had a video uploaded in 2.5 years. Alright, that was a little dry humor. Okay. Huh. But I, my grandpa taught me something very important. Is you should do your own research. Don't just watch TV and hope that what the candidates are telling you is true. Uh, Ron Paul has been saying the same things for over 20 years. He's wanted to abolish the Federal Reserve since 1988. For those who can't do the math, that's 24 years. maybe not exactly, 23 and some odd, okay, whatever, 24 years. Um, I don't know what's gonna happen if Ron Paul doesn't win this. I don't believe in the Mayan calendar of doom. I don't believe the Antichrist is gonna show up at the end of this year. I believe that if we don't fix our foreign policy, if we don't fix our debt, then this country might be done by the end of the year. The I listened to NPR just yesterday. No, just this morning I was hearing on NPR that the government wants to raise the debt ceiling by another 1.2 trillion dollars. But they're going to pay for that with budget cuts, but the budget cuts aren't going to come until next year. How utterly fucking convenient. So do your own research, and I implore you, vote. I implore you to vote. Because pretty soon, mi minorities and people who don't usually, you're gonna lose those your voting rights. And I don't mean target minorities. My stepmother was talking to me something today about how they're trying to abolish some activities where people go out and try to help out people who don't usually vote by giving them voter registration cards. It's typically to minority groups. Like African Americans, Mexicans, people who live in the slums who don't usually vote. I implore you to vote. I'm 18. I turned 18 last April. I am going to vote. This is my first video, and I believe I'm ready for the hate mail. See you on YouTube.